Hi dear friend, my name is Rajiv and welcome to excelinhindy.com. Today we will learn the dynamic range with the help of the offset function for use for using in pivot table to dynamically create and interconnected your data with the pivot table. So let's start with the offset function and how does it work in an Excel. So let's start it, and we also created some argument and what is the meaning of these argument in offset reference, which is your starting range, starting selection, which is your refer. Suppose I referred this one, so this is your reference. First we access the first value, so these two rows and columns you need to input for access any value after this selection. Suppose you referred employee ID, you want to access this value, so you will have to put the input row and column number. So how does it work? Is suppose right now I am on the 00 value, 0 column and 0 rows, so it will give me the output as employee ID because it is not selected anything else. So now if I just add one row, so it will select what will happen. So it is selected 1001 value. If I select one column, increase one column and make it row 0, then it will select the name. So you can select, if you want to select the value 89, so you will have to pass the input column name and input row number. So suppose I want to access this one, so start with 00 0 1 2 3. So this is the third column and 89 in the fourth row, 1 2 3 and fourth. So let's do it, fourth row and third column. So I got the 89 value here. So these two argument and this reference just give you the access of any value after the reference to your value in particular for the particular table. And this head and width, you can hit by the head, you can create your range for the rows, and columns you can by the columns. Suppose I want to select two rows and two columns, I will have to input two height and two width, and this is row which is my starting point after the reference, and this is my column where I will start to create the range. So let's create a sum function. Suppose we need sum of these three values. So let's mark it. Scroll to offset reference for row, which is the row number 1 2 3 and fourth row, column 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is 7. Now how many rows I want to sum. So after the fourth, 1 2 and 3 rows I want to sum. And how many columns? There is only one column, there is no another column need to increase because there is no value. So let's do it, and we need to put the sum formula to do the sum of values. So 183,054. Let's do and check it. So yes, this is equal to this value. So by the help of you can create your range. So here this is your row where you started from, this is a column where your column is started from, and this is your how many rows you want to sum up, and which is the how many columns. This is one column. If you want to increase the two columns you want to sum, so just do it. The range will be created according to it, the value will be changed. So you can see the value has been changed. We created value like this. So this is my selection here, 3 rows and 2 columns. At the fourth row we start with the fourth row in the seventh column, and the 3 rows has to be sum and 2 columns. So let's see how can we check how did it sum. The Wheeler formula. you will see the value selected H9 to I11. So this is select like this. If you just give the one column, so it will select like this. So now it is like this. So just check it out. Now the value should be H9 to H11. So basically H offset function like this, work like this. Now we need to create a offset dynamic range. Let's create it. Offset starting range, it is 0 0 for me. So starting range from here, then we will insert the 0 and how many rows we want to take. So count a function counts the all values and fix with the dollar, then count a any column. If column increases, it automatically will increase the numbers in my selection. Right now it is a value arrow. Now just put in the define name. So this is dynamic range. Oh, oops, we already created this. So let's delete it and create once again. So let's do it. dny underscore rng. Okay, it is created right now. Now just see how can we check that range automatically selecting the values. You can see there is a values are getting selected here until last. Yes, this is a single value, so it is also considered as a value. If suppose we increase any column here, so will it work? Let's check it. So let's see, does it start? Yes, it automatically selected, increased the range selection. Now we create a pivot table for it. Let's start with pivot table. Pass the dynamic range here, which we just created. Let's create it. Now you can see the values here. If suppose I don't need any check value here, so just remove it and refresh pivot table. So it will be removed after refreshing. Yes, it has been removed. Now we just need to separate the values. If we want to just make the my last data set compress, you can see here is the approximately 8 lakh rows. So we need to compress this data so we can use the new array functions on the summarized data. So we also separate some values which we don't want to consider. Later on we will consider when we after compressing the data. And here is the month and Jan. So let's start it. Select names, sales status, quantity, year, month, year, complaints, and amount. So let's put the KTY amount. Now need to just change the formatting of it so we can use as a data set to it of all the total tabular form. Repeat all the values. Now it has become a data set right now. So let's just look up my employee IDs here, which we separated earlier. This. Let's do it. And also just put the quarter values here. So we look up this one here. So now this is EMPID right now. This is quarter. So okay, this is created right now. Now we need to use data for the next pivot table. So it is created. Now we need to create summary based on this raw data. So just create once again a new offset function for it. Let's do it. Dynamic range 2. Same offset function like that. Offset. Refer this starting range. Comma 0 from start from name. So count A from selection to all the values. Then count A to last. So now we need to use the summary once again. Let's create this all the data. So let's create new pivot table to create the summary. Dynamic range 2. So now you can create summary here. We have compressed your data. Here you created raw data from a large data set. This is 7 lakh. Now here is 1986, and right now you can create your summary. So it has been summed up like that. It was earlier, it was this, and after that this, and now you create summary, whatever summary you want to create like that. So this is your, just create some summary. So let's do it. Based on here I want to see, and based on the quarter I want to do the summary something, quantity and amount. So you can create summary like this. You need to remember that those point you need to separate your data. You need to remember these point which group your data, pivot to pivot, create dynamic ranges, avoid vector and array function when data is large, and do single cell formula. You can use here single cell reference formula. It is okay with the large data set. For more information you can visit our website www.excelhindy.com. I hope you like this video, so please share it with your friend so they can also learn and handle this thing. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Thanks for listening.